Hey, Lions Nation! We're back with another exclusive video bringing you all the latest news about our beloved Detroit Lions. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss anything about the team. Now, let's get into the news. This isn't a trade. It's a hostile takeover of the league's foundational architecture, a ruthless midnight pact signed in the chromandrous shadows of Detroit, where winners are forged in the fires of inevitable defeat and then rise, scarred and terrifying, to claim what they were promised: the total, unmitigated dominion over the line of scrimmage. A chilling, almost supernatural control that will redefine the sport's violence for the next half-decade. The whispers have become screams. The rumors have crystallized into a horrifying reality for every offensive coordinator who dared to dream of a clean pocket, because the Detroit Lions, the perennial punchline who somehow clawed their way out of the narrative graveyard, just pulled the pin on the nuclear option, securing T.J. Watt, the relentless engine of pressure, the man whose hands are not flesh and bone but steel pincers designed by some dark gridiron god purely to find and destroy the football. A deal so massive, so absolutely franchise-altering, it leaves the cap sheet looking like a scorched earth policy. A monument to the ultimate gambit in a league built on calculated risk and penny pinching. Yet this move, this singular, monstrous transaction, transcends mere finances, because Watt, the 2021 Defensive Player of the Year, isn't just a pass rusher, he's a self-contained catastrophe. A storm system of disruption who understands leverage, counter moves, and the subtle, sickening shift in a quarterback's eyes the millisecond before he knows he's been caught. And when you pair that primal, honed aggression with the existing, chaotic genius of Aidan Hutchinson, the Lion who runs on pure, Michigan-made adrenaline and a hunger that borders on obsession, you don't just have a pass rush, you have an execution squad. A two-headed hydra of defensive terror that guarantees the quarterback will be hit, will be hurried, will be haunted by the specter of a double-digit sack total every single week, turning Ford Field into a torture chamber where offensive linemen are forced to choose which elite predator will devour them first. A scenario that guarantees the Lions' defense shifts from respectable to dominant to downright historical, rewriting the defensive playbook with every snap, transforming every third and long into a foregone conclusion of failure for the opposition. An endless, grinding cycle of punishment that sees Watt's unparalleled motor and Hutchinson's relentless pursuit combine into a suffocating, inescapable vice grip, a relentless 20-snap-a-game reminder that Detroit is no longer building, it is taking. And the cost for the rest of the NFC just became immeasurable, paid in the shattered confidence of opposing quarterbacks, and the cold, hard currency of championship aspiration now extinguished before the season even truly begins. Before we move on, take a second to drop a like and subscribe. That way, you'll stay up to date with every exclusive Lions update, and you'll even have a chance to win an official Detroit Lions jersey. Let's keep going. The ripple effect of this seismic shift is not a simple tremor. It's a structural collapse across the entire league landscape, forcing every legitimate contender to stare into the abyss of their own defensive shortcomings and ask the unanswerable question: how do you game plan for inevitable doom when it wears number 90 and 97, sprinting at you from both edges with a synchronized savagery that hasn't been seen since the mythological edge rush tandems of the league's forgotten grittier eras? The Steelers, a franchise built on defensive grit, traded away their heart, their modern legend, accepting a king's ransom of future draft capital and disposable pieces. A desperate, tear-stained surrender to the cap gods that speaks volumes about the brutal, modern realities of the salary structure. But for the Lions, the pieces have fallen into a perfect, terrifying alignment. Their offense, already a high-octane machine engineered for sustained, clock-draining drives and opportunistic, deep-shot strikes, now operates with the ultimate safety net: a defense guaranteed to create turnovers, to limit possessions, and to consistently put them back on the field with a short field and a lead, transforming the team's identity from a fun, high-scoring underdog into a cold, efficient, win-at-all-costs juggernaut. A team that doesn't just win games, but crushes souls and ends careers under the crushing, relentless weight of their newfound Watt-driven superiority. The sheer presence of a player like Watt, a guaranteed, perennial 5-star defensive cornerstone, elevates every single player around him, turning average defensive tackles into competent run stuffers, simply because they no longer face double teams, morphing decent defensive backs into playmakers who can trust the ball will be released a half second early. or thrown directly into their waiting arms because the quarterback's feet are cemented in the turf. By sheer, paralyzing fear. A cascading effect of excellence that weaponizes the entire unit, raising the floor and shattering the ceiling of their Super Bowl window, which is now, and we cannot stress this enough, wide open. A gaping maw daring the rest of the league to step inside and face the consequences of their audacity. And if you think this is hyperbole, you don't understand the psychological scar tissue that a truly dominant edge rusher inflicts. The deep-seated, season-long trauma of knowing that on every single passing down, your most valuable asset is being hunted by a man whose entire existence is predicated on violence and disruption, a man whose arrival in Detroit doesn't just change the playoff odds. It fundamentally alters the balance of power in the entire conference, ushering in a dark, dominant age where the Lions are no longer chasing the pack, but leading the charge. Draped in the shadow of T.J. Watt's uncompromising total dominance, we bring you the latest Lions news every single day. So make sure you're subscribed. Hit that like button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. And of course, drop a comment below with your thoughts on today's news. Your voice makes a difference for Lions Nation. See you in the next video.